So it's nice to be back out training with you again. I finished the heart rate training following on from the Fireman's Walk a couple of weeks ago. So now I can get back up to my normal pace, which is 13 and a half minute mile pace. And Russell and I can start training together again. So the 2019 Fireman's Walk was a great day, and it was a day of many firsts for me. It was the first actual race walk since I'd completed my measured mile heart rate training. It was the first time I'd ever done this race before, the Fireman's Walk, which is a 50k race walk, 31 and a half miles. So that was another first. And it was also the first time, believe it or not, I've ever done a race walk completely on my own, i.e. I wasn't walking with anyone else, I wasn't in a group, I was setting my own pace. So yeah, it was a brilliant day and a day of many firsts. So like I said, 2019 Fireman's Walk was the first race walk that I did following on from my heart rate training, and I really didn't know what to expect. In my training walks, I'd been keeping my heart rate down to a maximum average of 142 heart rate, and that meant that I was doing about a 14 and a half minute mile in my training walks, which was a lot slower than I was used to because my normal average is 13 and a half minute pace. So the most I'd done in training had been 13 miles. So when it came to the Fireman's Walk, which is 50 kilometres, 31 and a half miles, I had no idea how I would hold up. It's the first time I've done any heart rate training, so I didn't know actually if it would work for me. But wow, I was so impressed on the day. First off, I would highly recommend heart rate training. As long as you don't mind walking on your own, to get that aerobic base initially, it's an excellent way of training. I feel so confident now, having done the 31 and a half miles for the Fireman's Walk. I did it for an average of 13 and a half minute pace for the full 31 and a half miles, which, like I said, is my normal pace, but I kept that up pretty consistent, as you can see from the Garmin data. Also, with me understanding the body and what the body is doing during the training walks. For example, when I came to a hill, I would just hold back a little bit, which helped me cruise up that hill. Before the heart rate training, I would have really pushed on to get up that hill quickly. I've got strong legs naturally, so I can power on up hills, no problem. But having seen what that was doing to my heart rate and the effect that it was having on the overall body and the endurance, I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. So I let everybody else power on up the hills. I held back just ever so slightly, not so much, just slightly. And then as soon as I crested that hill, I had the power then to just cruise on down. And whatever the people in front of me had got ahead, I gained on them no problem as soon as I crested that hill. And the other first, like I mentioned, was this is the first time I've ever done the Fireman's Walk. So first time ever in 2019. And it's a completely different race to the Parish. It's obviously a much shorter course, 31 and a half miles, as opposed to the Parish, which is 85 miles. And because it's a shorter course, it's a much more serious race because it's much faster. So whereas on the Parish you would have more people backing up, there would be more people at the sides of the roads, The people who are walking tended to be there as part of a social aspect as well. This one wasn't. Everybody who entered was pretty serious about getting to that finish line as quickly as possible. So, great day. It was windy, very windy, but it was a great day and a completely different race. But for a training walk before the parish, highly recommended. For my confidence, it really has skyrocketed after doing the Fireman's Walk. And to go into the parish with that sort of confidence behind you is invaluable. So highly recommended to anybody who's looking at doing the parish. So finally, the other first was, it was the first time for me to do a race walk completely by myself. I did the whole 31.5 miles under my own motivation, my own pacing. There was no one in a group that was pushing me along. It was all my own motivation. And it seems strange for me to say that, but on all the other walks I've done, I have been walking with somebody else. And it's great. I mean, so many people have said to me, but it's great walking with other people and in a group because the time goes fast, you're pulled along by them. And that is true, there is a benefit to walking with other people. However, for me, I know that on the 85 miles for the parish, I'm not going to be walking with somebody all the time. There is going to be times, probably the hardest point of the race when it's starting to get dark, where I'm going to be on my own. So I need to have the confidence that I am motivated, self-motivated, and I'm able to pace myself to get through those periods where I'm not with somebody else and I am walking on my own. So this Fireman's Walk was fantastic for that. I now know for 50k, 31.5 miles, I can do it on my own. So that's been another confidence boost to me, which I'll carry forward to this year's Parish Walk. So an amazing day. Look forward to doing it again in the future. And now my next goals are more training walks, faster, longer on the course, preparing me for the 2019 Parish Walk finish.